Похоже, мать Ольги нашла что-то важное. Поэтому ее и убили. Может, это поможет нам узнать о планах Нар? Только будь осторожен, любимый. Я чувствую, что ты приближаешься к источнику зла. Скоро ты пройдешь рубеж, за которым пути назад не будет.
Направляйся к лаборатории, Игорь. Она в центре лагеря Нар. Попробуй проскользнуть незаметно. Не вступай в бой без необходимости.
Конечно, мамочка. Не волнуйся, я поел и в шапке.
А у тебя какие-то комплексы, да?
Так, ладно. Сейчас не время отвлекаться.
Prepare 50 mils of ferric chloride and 100 mils of chlordiazepoxide.
I know that voice. Where have I heard it before?
Right away.
Send everything to the main laboratory tent. Don't make me wait.
Who are you? What are you doing in here?
That man on the phone. Who was it?
You're Kiminyuk. Dear God, please don't hurt me.
I asked you a goddamn question.
My boss, you mean? I don't know his real identity. Almost nobody does, I swear.
Do you really want to play it this way? I can see you're scared, and rightfully so. But it seems you're deliberately trying my patience.
No, not at all, sir. Please, I can't tell you what I don't know. But I can tell you other things. Just ask. Just don't kill me. I can be useful. You'll see.
Vanya, my patience is wearing thin. Where are those damned chemicals?
Answer him. But casually. Relax.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'll send them right away. Apologies for the delay.
Spare me the excuses and move! I need that core diazopoxide, and I need it now! You two, continue without me. And for your sakes, you don't screw this up.
It would be best if you forgot I was ever here.
Of course. I won't tell a soul.
Look at the tissue structure. This used to be a liver, if you can believe it. We need to collect samples.
The brain is hyperactive. Look at the chart. But it still doesn't respond to any stimuli. The previous subject had quite a different reaction. What's behind this difference, I wonder? Age? Sex?
Vanya? Finally! Who the hell are you? What did you do with Vanya?
Stay very still if you want to live.
Please don't hurt us. We're scientists.
Yeah, so was Dr. Mengele. Are you performing a vivisection without anesthesia? Administering shots of typhus? What are you doing exactly? I really want to know.
No, nothing like that. We're not beasts. We treat our patients as humanely as possible. But you have to understand that...
Scientific advancement requires sacrifice. Other people's sacrifice.
You make it sound sinister. But yes, everything we do is for the greater good.
How does it work? Are you shooting these poor souls up full of ChernobyLite?
I can't talk about that. The NDA we signed is very strict. The penalties...
Did you just say NDA? Are you for real? Stop being a corporate stooge and start thinking about your own life.
Sure, you're right, of course. We started out giving them shots, but that was just the first stage. We're way past that now.
Uh-huh.
It was, you see. The fatality rate was... it didn't bring the desired results.
We've moved from administering nano-solutions to directly editing human genomes to enhance them with ChernobyLite. We've developed our own ChernobyLite CRISPR.
Your patients or subjects, whatever you call them. Especially the locals. What happened to them?
Which ones? There were many patients here. Some of them didn't make it past the final phase. The others, we don't know.
Don't let him dodge the question. Make him talk.
Look, please, can we all try to stay calm? Let us explain. Modifying genomes is only the first step. Next, we induce a state of superconsciousness in the subject's gamma brain waves. It's basic neurology. The sympathetic nervous system begins to release enormous amounts of energy straight to the brain via the thalamic gate at the brainstem. When the thalamic gate opens, the energy flows to the pineal gland and... well, there you go. I don't like to use this term, but it opens a third eye.
A third eye? Right. Then what?
Enhanced by ChernobyLite, the pineal gland can do incredible things. Release all kinds of energy, and even influence physical objects, as in telekinesis.
You're torturing people so they can bend spoons with their mind? God, what kind of quacks are you?
This is all following the scientific method, believe me. These are closely monitored, replicable experiments. Anyway, when the subject is ready for the final stage, we put them in an induced coma. Contrary to what you might think, it's for their own good.
Explain, and fast. What is this final stage?
Our boss calls it communion. It's when the subject's gamma brainwaves interact with ChernobyLite's mental waves. Or, well, to tell you the truth, we don't know exactly what it is. ChernobyLite is like a virus, in a way. It's not exactly inorganic matter, but neither is it a living organism. It's something in between. And it produces a type of brainwave, even though it clearly has no structured organic tissue.
Well, what's the purpose of this communion?
This is where it gets really interesting. You know that ChernobyLite can be used to create wormholes, right? You've been doing it yourself. But these wormholes are special. Haven't you noticed? They're not a purely physical phenomenon.
I don't understand. What else could they be?
We know what singularities and the tunnels should look like. We know what they are in theory. But has anyone actually been inside one before?
Bullshit. I've studied ChernobyLite too. The exotic energy it contains is powerful enough to create quasi-black holes and passages between them.
We thought so too, at first. But think about this. What if there was an organism, or a virus, an entity powerful enough to create its own singularities?
No biological organism could encapsulate that kind of energy, or survive if it did. A living entity would be torn to shreds.
But ChernobyLite is not a normal biological organism, is it? We have no idea what it is. Just try and consider the possibility that the wormholes you're walking into are not something created outside of ChernobyLite. They are ChernobyLite. You're traveling through the veins and corridors of its multidimensional body.
But what does that have to do with this communion thing?
Isn't it obvious? We're trying to communicate with ChernobyLite, or somehow influence it through the mental energy of our subjects. But getting inside this thing's mind, or whatever it is, must be a truly disturbing experience.
You're fucking insane, both of you. You need to stay away from the morphine cabinet for a while. I've heard enough. Who's your patient here?
I'm not sure, but she must have been carefully selected.
Selected? How? Did she volunteer? Or was she maybe run down and captured by soldiers in the woods? Talk!
I'm not familiar with the selection process. Our boss would know. But we know very little about him.
What's your boss in charge of exactly?
The entire biotech division, pretty much everything ChernobyLite related, but mainly the impact on human physical and psychological functions.
Clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats. How does this work with ChernobyLite?
It's similar to a standard gene editing tool. We take specialized protein from a certain bacteria, modify it with ChernobyLite, and then target the exact genes we want to modify.
Wait, I know more about physics than genetics, but CRISPR is usually done on embryos, right? And it takes time, sometimes even years, for mutations to show.
Our boss developed his own methods. The process is applied directly in the subject's body. The speed of the mutations has increased exponentially. It no longer takes years, but weeks, sometimes mere days. Marvelous, isn't it?
Enough. All I've got from you so far is a bunch of gibberish. I want to see the actual research. Where do you keep your data? All the research data?
Check the database in this computer. Everything can be accessed from here.
It's password protected, isn't it?
Promise not to kill us and we'll tell you.
Don't worry. I don't give a shit about you. Password.
23#98S$.
Listen to me very carefully, Igor. This research, this data, it's too dangerous to exist. My people died because of it. Delete everything. It won't bring my mother back, but at least no one will profit from her death, and the deaths of others.
You need to download this research, Mousy. This is the Rat King's brain stash. It's dangerous, yes, and inhuman. But it could contain the key to defeating him.
Good call. Oh, I knew you'd see reason.
What have you done, Mousy? Why aren't you following your mentor's guidance? The Rat King must be destroyed! Everything else is irrelevant.
I'm sorry, Olga. Nobody deserves to die so horribly.
I was hoping for some good news, but perhaps I was foolish. My mother, these people, they were all just used, processed. How could anyone do something like this? Anyway, did you find anything of value?
Not sure yet. Bizarre theories about ChernobyLite, mostly. I don't know if I want to get into the details yet.
Try me. I'm not a bookworm like you, but I'm not stupid either.
Well, NAR seems to think ChernobyLite is like a giant turtle that carries our universe on its back. They figure they can tame it and ride it wherever they want. Like a pet.
A turtle?
It's just a metaphor, but the scientific theory behind it is no less insane.
Right. Thanks for trying, I guess.
Så, Gud, vi tar en.
Mousy, I have something urgent to share with you.
Is it more than just visions and hunches this time?
On the contrary, I think I told you this already, but something in me is changing. Sometimes it seems like the clouds are parting in my mind, and I feel absolute clarity. But it's not a vision. It's more like...
Lucidity?
I guess you could call it that. I've been here a while, Mousy. A lot longer than you, and I know about dangerous people. I know about Kozlov. He could be the key. He knows things, useful things. I'm sure of it. We should question him in such a way that he has no choice but to answer.
Okay. Tell me everything.
As I told you before, Kozlov is the Rat King's right hand. If you can get to him, he'll tell you plenty of things. Passwords, for instance. With the right uniforms, we can fool them. Become little NAR rats ourselves.
Uh-huh. You want me to kidnap the head of NAR security? Have you lost your mind? Why do I even bother asking?
If anyone can fool the Rat King's minions, it's you. Think about the heist. Getting Kozlov could mean the difference between success and failure. You have to kidnap and interrogate him. This ugly, stinking rat is delivering speeches to his little ratlings in Lenin Square on a regular basis. This will be your opportunity. I talked to Sashko. He agrees that this is the right decision. He wants to have a few words with Kozlov about his brother, Ruslan.
That's true. I know that nothing will bring Ruslan back. Never know for sure what really happened between him and my mother and father. Kozlov robbed me of that. But I can still get my revenge. You can get some much-needed intel. He must know important passwords and shit like that. It will make getting inside that power plant a lot easier. So, it's a win-win situation. You get what you need, and I get my revenge. What do you say?
I think it's worth the risk.
I agree on one point. Kozlov must die. But we don't have time for fun and games. Just dispose of him quickly and get out. Maybe he does deserve to suffer. And perhaps he has some intel we could use. But the only way to make sure he can't interfere is to kill him right away. That's what I recommend.
We need Kozlov alive. I'm open to suggestions.
I can definitely help with that. The actual camp is located in Energetic, the former palace of Kocha. There are two ways in. The main entrance is probably guarded, of course, but they only post 2 guards at the side door. You know the place, right?
Yeah. I lived here a long time ago, but some of the details are fuzzy.
It's not complicated. Those NAR fuckers just walked in and make themselves at home. The front entrance is a no-go, but the side door will be a breeze. The guard detail is very light, insultingly so. And that's where you come in, or go in, or whatever. Kozlov's digs are on the top floor. Once you get inside, it shouldn't be hard for a man of your talents to slip past the guards. Security is a bit of a joke, like every fascist you ever met. They got cocky. They're not expecting anyone to snoop around. And remember, most of them will be distracted by Kozlov's speech. Maybe he'll even put them to sleep for us.
This is a great opportunity, Mousy. The Rat King's minion will be vulnerable, alone, just waiting for you. The time has come to instill the fear of the great rat catcher in their black and shriveled hearts.
Okay. I'm ready to talk to Kozlov.
What was that? Vanya? Is that you?
Oh, shit.
Fire, Will!
Oh, shit.
We've got you now, Stalker! Out! Get the bastard!
Your relentless search has finally caught up with you. Who knows what the NAR will do to you now? You don't want to find out what they have planned for you, my love. You have to find a way out, fast. Think, Igor, think!
Oh, my head! It's killing me! Where the hell am I? I have to find my portal generator.
This guy they've detained, who is he? He doesn't strike me as a soldier. His name's Kiminyuk, and given how interested the brass is, he must be pretty important. Did they find anything interesting on him when they brought him in? No idea. His stuff is in the canteen. They were supposed to check if he had any supplies on him.
So, my gear is in the canteen.
It's just one guy! One guy! Get him! Tango's behind cover! Careful! How many in the detention cells? Besides the guy from this afternoon, there are some other stalkers. They could be in cahoots with our man. Damn. Do all of them have wacky gizmos like him? No idea. We better just keep an eye on all of them.
I'm not alone here. Gotta find the others.
Someone whack. It's Kim and Yuk! Get it! Ah! Stalker spotted! Stop him!
Igor! Over here! Over here! Hey! You took your sweet fucking time, huh? Help me out!
Just keep your voice down, okay?
What? All right, all right. I would have managed to get out myself. But thanks for showing up. It'll save time.
All right. I open the portal, and we can go.
Great! It's a really trippy experience. Oh, let's do this!
Hey, I'm here. I knew you wouldn't abandon a friend. Just in time, Igor. Appreciate it.
Okay, Olivier. I'll get you out of there.
Oh, thank God. Whenever you're ready, Igor.
Ready to enter the wormhole?
This thing? I hate portals. But if there's no other way, let's go.
I knew it. They're conducting experiments at the power plant. But why are they in such a hurry? After all, Chernobyl belongs to them.
Are you hungry, Igor?
Not at the moment, thanks. Are you making something?
Just kidding. The meat I've stashed away, I would never share it with you. Hell, this meat I wouldn't feed to my worst enemy. Or maybe only to my worst enemy.
What are you on about, Mikhail?
I've spent a lot of time in the zone. Too much time, doing various kinds of deals. Along the way, I learned about what happened in our beloved motherland after the big fucking reactor exploded.
Okay, let's hear it.
After your dumbass scientists caused the explosion and irradiated us and half of Europe, someone told the party apparatchiks they needed to slaughter all the livestock in the area. We're talking 50,000 sheep and cattle.
Of course. It was regrettable, but a reasonable thing to do, Mikhail.
Right. But we wouldn't be Slavs if it wasn't for our fucking ingenuity and business acumen, huh? We always find a way. Hell, not even 100 years of communism could uproot our inbred knack for wheeling and dealing. Anyway, some genius decided it would be a waste to just throw all that meat in an incinerator. The animals were slaughtered, all right, but not destroyed. Instead, their glow-in-the-dark meat was mixed in with the flesh of healthy animals and shipped to Moscow. Cool, huh?
This sounds like the exact opposite of cool, Mikhail.
The glowing sausages left the party officials scared shitless. Their solution was to immediately ship it somewhere else. Georgia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan. But the truth was already out. And nobody wanted this generous gift. So, there was this freaking ghost train rolling through Ukraine and Belarus, from one station to another, filled with radioactive meat that no one dared touch. This toxic meat train cruised the Soviet Empire for 3 years. 3 fucking years! Before the cooling system broke down. At that point, the KGB stepped in and eventually buried the cargo. But I managed to snag a piece for myself, and I'm keeping it. It could be very valuable one day.
Valuable? How?
Not sure yet. It could have sentimental value. Or maybe I could use it to blackmail someone.
You're insane. Please keep your radioactive meat away from our kitchen. Mikhail...
Perhaps gather...
Actually...
Gore.
Do you think... Perfect. Let's do it.
Follow me.
Now I'm going to teach you how to remain invisible when there's little cover. It all depends on how quick and quiet you can be. When concealed, look for the next closest cover to your goal. Observe the enemy, and once you see an opening, advance quickly while staying as low as you can. I'll play the role of your opponent. Begin. Good job, Igor. Your chances of survival just increased. Keep at it. Turn yourself into a dangerous bastard so you can protect others.
Do you have a moment?
What's on your mind, Olga?
I was thinking about an old woman I used to know, Alina. She lived in our village. She had so many stories to share. About the revolution of 1917, collectivization, the Great Famine, Nazi tanks rolling through the marshes, her husband dying in the Great Patriotic War, persecution by the NKVD, the Chernobyl disaster.
Fascinating. She must have been at least 100 years old.
She was very old indeed. Nothing could shake her. She never stopped wandering the woods and marshes of Pripyat, gathering herbs and mushrooms, until the lurkers killed her. Such a pointless death.
I'm sorry. She must have been a very brave woman.
I asked her once, what kept her going through all those dark years? Do you know what she said? I wanted to live. It was as simple as that. Life is precious, and you only get to go around once. So I want to make mine count. Do you understand? I'm not dying because of a stupid mistake.
Hopefully we can avoid that, and you'll lead a long and productive life once we're finished here.
Well, as my stepdad Matvey would say, nobody wants to exit the stage, but everyone does, eventually.
Hi, Olga. I was wondering if you... Fantastic. I'm ready to learn, oh great huntress.
No jokes while we're training or I'll smack you upside the head. Got it? Today I'll teach you how to stay alive a little bit longer. Knowing how to use a medkit, healing salves, and herbs is obviously important, but I won't be talking about that.
What are you going to talk about, Olga?
About resolve, grit, and determination. About having the guts to do what's right, whatever it takes.
I get what you're saying, but what does it have to do with survival skills?
You know the stories about people who achieve seemingly impossible feats in times of crisis? There's this tale about an old woman who somehow lifted a tram because her grandkid was stuck underneath.
I'm sure that's an urban legend.
Even so, with inner discipline and strength of conviction, you can sometimes surprise yourself. Let me ask you something. Are you willing to die for Tatiana?
Without hesitation.
Good. Now what you need to understand is that she doesn't need you to die. She needs you to live. Stay alive, Igor. It's the only way to see this through.
Igor, hey, got a second? Just talk to my, business partner on the radio.
What is it?
Yeah, he's knee-deep in the shit. NAR is after him. But that's to be expected if you keep taking from them and giving unto yourself, huh?
I see. That kind of business.
Let's not get bogged down with the details. Just check if he's okay, would you? He's hiding somewhere near the Pripyat port.
Who's there? Hey! I'm here! I'm here! Down the metal staircase next to the big pipes! Who's there? Hey! I'm here! Hey, you! Help me, please. Help me before that psycho comes back.
Seems like you're probably in there for a reason. What did you do?
What did I do? Nothing. I never hurt anyone, please. I was out on patrol when this maniac... Something about luring in monsters. Please don't let me die like this.
I don't like the sound of using a human being for bait. Give me a second. I'll get you out of here.
Oh, thank you. I won't forget it. Oh, thank God. I'm out of here. And you better get out of here, too. That maniac or those monsters could show up any minute.
You look so sad today, Tanya.
Don't worry. It will pass. It always passes.
It pains me to see you like this. Is there something I could do to make you feel better?
Just be here with me. On my best days, I feel I can move mountains. But on my bad days, I feel the weight of the entire world on my shoulders.
I could use a smoke. I thought I saw something. Weird. Flank his ass! No mercy!
No.
Shoot the motherfucker! Forward, Kiminyuk!
You look so sad today, Tanya.
Don't worry. It will pass. It always passes.
It pains me to see you like this. Is there something I could do to make you feel better?
Just be here with me. On my best days, I feel I can move mountains. But on my bad days, I feel the weight of the entire world on my shoulders. This used to be a typical village, a simple hamlet of 1,000 souls. These people had lives, families. It was all taken from them, scattered, stolen or destroyed, buried underground. Now it's nothing but a sprawling sort of mass grave.
It had to be done. The radionucleotides from the fallout contaminated this entire area. The liquidators risked their lives to deactivate this place.
Deactivate? How very dry and technical. But it doesn't quite capture the terror that befell these people.
We took the same classes in radiophysics in Leningrad. You know what I mean.
Of course I do. But think about it. How quickly can you bury someone's life and past? Make it disappear? Change it, twist it, make it as if it never existed. Doesn't it frighten you?
A lot of things frighten me right now, my love. Buried houses, ruined furniture, and missing feather beds aren't high on my list of scares, though.
Do you think this is funny? You should be frightened, you know. Very frightened. constructed in honor of the 50th anniversary of the Great October Revolution. There was a friend I met at a book club, Lena. She used to be a kindergarten teacher. She was always so devoted to the little ones. Their future was her job, her calling. Have you ever wondered how it was for the children of the zone? The evacuation, the radiation sickness.
Iodine-131 is especially dangerous for kids. Their little thyroids absorb it like a sponge.
I'm not talking about that. They were supposed to be safe, protected. The party said the children came before everything else. Before nuclear energy, before the arms race with the West, and all the shiny medals and glorious parades on Red Square. Those children's world collapsed that night before they even had a chance to properly know it. I sometimes think those kids never left, that their souls still wander here, trapped in those dolls, watching and waiting.
What nonsense.
Calm yourself, Igor. I'm not done yet.
I wonder what's for dinner. Hope it's not that fucking pea soup again.
Need some help over here! Fuck!
Ich treffe die natürlich nicht durchs Gebüsch. Ist ja klar. Ja, jetzt geht's. So, scheiß Glück.
I, Igor Kumunik, joining the ranks of the Vladimir Ilyich Lenin All-Union Pioneer Organization, in the presence of my comrades, solemnly promise to love and cherish the motherland, to live according to the great Lenin's principles, as the Communist Party teaches us, as is required by the laws of the pioneers of the Soviet Union.
Very funny.
The young pioneer camp stirs up memories, yes? You must have been a role model for your companions back then. Do you still have your red neckerchief?
I can't remember. I was never a fan of state-controlled organizations. Besides, I prefer to keep to myself, I think.
A loner. Perhaps that's what you were meant to be all along.
What do you mean?
Maybe we were a mistake, Igor. I sometimes wonder how it would have been if we'd brought a child into this fucked up world.
Don't say it like that. It was our dream.
Such dreams are dangerous. Volatile, like an unstable element. If something can go up in flames, it eventually will. All it takes is one spark.
Da hat er sich verpisst. So. Ja, so dumm. Die geht auch runter. Okay.